Hello, Beez Bladers! Welcome back and welcome newcomers to the channel. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Oh my freaking goodness, we have 5 new KIZER knives to share, and we're going to start with this one right here. This is the KIZER Aura. Would you look at it? Just look at it and all of its aura-ness. And there are 4 different versions of this bad boy. I've just unboxed all 5 of these knives. I haven't really got to check them out. Haven't got to play with them or anything. I wanted to get them out of the box to save you all the time. Oh my goodness. And all of these are, no, 3 of the versions. This is one of the versions. And that fancy snowflake titanium inlay. Oh my goodness gracious. I'll have links down there where every one of these knives is available. Some of them are available at different places. I'll do the legwork for you. And of course, they're affiliate links, so it doesn't cost you anything, but I might get a small kickback from it. And I like what they did here with the pivot collar, how they matched that up to those inlays. And some of the other versions look very nice, very, very nice. This is a Jonathan Stiles and Paul Munko design, or masterpiece, as they call it on the website. 3 of the versions come in S45VN blade steel, baby. And then one of the versions, the really sweet looking one, it looks like the purple carbon fiber, comes in crew wear. Now, does this have a reversible clip? It does not. It's not a reversible clip. However, there is a lanyard pin back there for all you lanyard lovers. This is a liner lock, has nice lockup. Ooh, perfect amount of pass through to get in there to disengage that liner lock. And oh yes, it is smooth. It's not a bigger knife. It is a smaller knife. There's no flippers, no front flippers, no top flippers. This is going to be 1 or 2 ways that you're going to open it. You're either going to slow roll it or you're going to do the old reverse flick. And that reverse flick is, oh, that is money. It is, man, that is super snappy. And I can tell what happened here. The design between Jonathan Stiles and Paul Munko. This is more of a Paul Munko style blade, and this is a Jonathan Stiles. You'll recognize this look right here from the KIZER Militaw, right? And then this looks like more of a Jonathan Stiles design, or I mean a Paul Munko design. Very nice looking harpoon blade. The edges are not chamfered. They're very 90 degrees, almost kind of sharp, if you will. So if I go like this, you can see that it's taken off some little bit of my nail there. So the top of the spine is sharp. Now, how about the jimping? Ooh, yeah, the jimping. Very nice. Has a nice grab to it. You know the size of my hand, right? I have a large width hand. It would be a smaller knife for a large width hand. If you have XL hands, it would be even smaller, but enjoyable because you're not going to get any hot spots from the really neutral ergonomics. Oh my goodness. So great blade. Let's see. Left and right, up and down. I'm not getting any wiggle wobble, no movement whatsoever. And look at the satin lines on this blade. Oh my goodness. And they do have one version that looks like it has, there's 3 different versions of the blade, coatings, if you will. And I'll have a link, like I said, there'll be links down there where you can go check them out. Pivot collar looks the same on both sides. Nice, clean, crisp design. Very nice ergonomics. Oh my gosh, you know, I don't see any problems right now at all. I'm looking, you know, no nitpicks. You're going to be good to go for sharpening. This is a fantastic design. I really do like this. So this is the new Aura. Now let's check out another one. Now this one here is going to be more of a working style knife, an everyday carry knife that you're not going to mind getting a little worky, with. This is the KIZER Meteora. Would you look at it? Just look at it and all of its meteorness. And this has blue rich light scales, which is very nice, very, very nice. There's 3 different versions. You can get this in aluminum, you can get it in the blue rich light, and then there's a micarta version. So I'm seeing we do have a reversible clip. It's not inset into the scales, but it does have flat screws, so I appreciate that. A little bit of a back spacer going on. So it doesn't have a filler tab. That is just slightly raised. You can't really tell on camera, just slightly raised and made to be a flat spot to accept that pocket clip. So it's a reversible clip. That's very nice. This is a front flipper. Let's check it out. You ready? Pow! Right in the kisser. Oh yeah, like I said, this is going to be more of a working style. So you do have the coated blade on 2 of the versions, and then the micarta version, it looks like a satin blade. So if you're not big on the coatings, then you can always go for the satin. We do have some very mild jimping up here. It's not super grabby, not super jimpy. It's not the most jippiest in the world. We'll see how the ergos are here in just a second. All 3 versions have Nitro V blade steel, baby. And this is a liner lock. It has good lockup, very good pass through. It's easy to get in there to that liner lock. Oh my gosh, smooth as butter. Holy cow, that is very, oh, and it has good acoustics too. Here's with the thumb stud. And oh my goodness, listen to that. Listen to that when it shuts, there's this very distinct snap. So it's super smooth, easy in and out of the pocket. I've already checked it in and out of the pocket. Front flipper, very nice. Because that jimping isn't overly aggressive, it is easy to front flip either this way if you're just playing around, or if you want a traditional front flip it. Here's something else nice is they match the thumb studs to that blue rich light. I like that. That's very nice. Very, very nice. So it has a little bit more weight to it. I'm going to weigh it here real quick just to give you an idea for everyday carry what this is going to feel like in your pocket. I'm thinking this is probably closer to the 4. Yeah, so 3.7 ounces for your weight. Not the heaviest, not the lightest, kind of mid-range, but it does have that feel of, it has good ergos, and it feels like, I want to really cut something. I want to do some push cuts. So I wouldn't mind if the jimping was a tad more aggressive, but I can't complain just because the ergonomics are really good, and it gives me a nice landing pad for my thumb, so everything fits nicely in the hand. And because it doesn't have a back flipper, you can choke up and get right up there behind the heel for doing some slicing. It is very, very ergonomically sound, very well thought out. That is very nice. The KIZER Meteora. Now the Meteora, I apologize, I don't know how to pronounce the designer's name, but it will be in the links. Okay, this one. This is the KIZER Skinner. Would you look at it? Just look at it, and all of its KIZER Skinnerness. Now this one is in PEI. You can also get this in micarta, but this PEI does give a very nice inside look at all of the internal milling they did to take out a lot of the weight. This is a sorbet, I believe it's sorbet. Close, it's a tourbé design, and this one is a flipper, and there is no jimping on that flipper. We'll see how that operates here in just a second. It does have a reversible pocket clip, and it's inset into the liners, flat screws, which is very nice. You do have a lanyard pin back here, so all you lanyard lovers, you're good to go, and this is going to be an ambidextrous carry. So let's get this blade out. You ready? Pow! Right in the kisser. Oh yeah, love it. Love that style blade. I love any kind of blade that has a utilitarian. It's utilitarian. These are Nitro V. Both versions are Nitro V. And oh, very nice. So this has a little bit of micro jimping going on along the top here. That feels, ooh, yeah. So the jimping is done very well. Let's see, left and right, up and down. It's solid. And what kind of pass-through? So there's no cutout pass-through. However, the liner lock does sit just high enough and is 90-degree enough where it catches my thumb quite easily. It's rather aggressive, but if it wasn't, I think it wouldn't be as easy to disengage. So I think that right there was done just right. Feels nice and smooth. The blade is dead centered. Now, let's see. It's a little tight. It's not drop shutty. You got to give it a little bit of Mother Earth, a little bit of gravity. But if you give it just a slight fling, it'll get in its home. So that's very nice. The ergos are pretty good. One thing I do notice is you see this little, these spots right here where there's a cutout and then it comes up. And this, depending on the size of your fingers, where your fingers hit, my finger happens to hit right dead center in the middle of that sharp spot. So that's something to keep in consideration. You know the size of my hand, right? 4 inches from here to here, 3.5 from here to here. And from the bottom of my palm to the tip of my middle finger is 7.25. But back here in the traditional grip, my first 2 fingers fill it up and my last 2 fingers come up there on that ledge. So in the traditional sense, the traditional way you hold a knife, that is pretty darn comfortable. I can't complain. The pocket clip is not bugging me whatsoever. So that is very nice. And you do have a forward choil. You can't really, I wouldn't do a hammer grip, but you can get the first part of your digit in there just to do a little bit of cutting. So well thought out. very utilitarian design. And can we reverse flick? Nope, we can't. I saw that fuller and thought maybe this was a reverse flicker, but that fuller does disappear down into the scales. Now my micarta version looks very, very nice. All right, let's go to the next one. Now this bad boy is designed by Justin Lundquist. Everybody knows that knife designer name, right? And this is it's not messing around. There's 3 different variants of this bad boy. You can get a Mr. Fancy Pants one in 10V steel. The other 2 are AEBL. This is one of the AEBL versions. This is the KIZER Hidden Agenda. Would you look at it? Just look at it. And this is a true dagger. It is sharpened on both sides. Oh my freaking goodness. AEBL is a super strong steel. And of course, 10V steel, if you're really wanting to go up there, and the 10V is only like 130 something, and these regular versions are down like somewhere in the 60s or lower 60s. So this, let's see what we got going on here. So this does give a little bit of traction. We have a little bit of milling going on here on this G10. I know at least 2 versions are G10. I'm not sure. The fancy one, I believe, might be aluminum. So it feels good in the hand. It does come with a long black lanyard, and these are, you can see they're dipped out, so your lanyard can go around here, and it's not going to make it any thicker because your lanyard cord is going to kind of sit in that little dip. That's very nice. Of course, you already can see that this is a full tang. But if you like a dagger, and this is it has the standard pocket clip. It is adjustable. You can make it fit whatever belt you're wearing. These 2 dudes right here, you can move up and down, or you can take them completely out. And you could probably move this to a couple different spots. I would imagine you might be able to carry this either horizontally or vertically. It does have good retention. There's no wibble wobble, no wiggle. So if you want to get yourself a, whoo boy, yeah, that's no joke. And the way I'm holding it, my finger kind of goes down into that back hole there, but I would not want to be on the other end of this knife. Oh my goodness. Very, very nice design. If you like fixed blades, then this one's going to be right up your alley. Last but not least, oh my goodness gracious, check this out. This is the This is the KIZER Polaris. Would you look at it? Just look at it. And this is an Azo design. I know you've heard of Azo, and we do have a very rough diamond stone on the top here for doing a little bit of touch-ups. This is a Kydex sheath. It has the typical, there you go. You can see where it's multi-directional and you can adjust it. These parts right here, I told you before, you can pop those out if you want to. Very snappy. And are you ready to see this blade? Oh my goodness. Oh yes. This is AEBL steel. There's 4 different variants. You can get it with the black blade, but wait till you see this. I'm not even sure what to call this grind, because on this side, it looks like a Scandi grind. And then on this side, it's flat. So you tell me, all you knife aficionados, you tell me, would you call this a chisel grind or a Scandi chisel grind? I'm not even sure which one to call it. I can tell you this. Holy moly, it is extremely sharp. Look at this. Look at the contoured scales. You can tell by looking at it that it is extremely comfortable. And then you have a fire bow right here to help you start fires. So, oh my gosh, you know, if you're out in the woods, this is a very strong feeling. Oh, wow. You want to cut some stuff with it. And then look at here. We have jimping and all from here all the way out to here, and then some jimping out here. If you're wanting to come up and do some finer cutting, this gives you oh yeah, that jimping is done very nicely. So nice jimping up front, nice jimping in the back, gives you a good grip on it. I do like the looks of all of the different versions of this, and they're not super expensive either. There's one that's like $50-something. It's a G10 version, and then this one here is the burlap micarta version, and they did a fantastic job of blending that G10 and micarta. You cannot feel where the transition goes and comes. Wow, but that blade, that is just some craziness. And I love this. I'm not sure if this serves a particular purpose other than if you're cutting food and stuff to make it release veggies and to release fruits and veggies. Maybe that's part of what that is about. I'm not sure. I'm always open to being schooled on things I don't know about. You know, I don't know very much at all. You do have a lanyard hole back here, and I believe it does come with a length of lanyard. But if you're out in the field and you want to touch it up, you know, and you need something to touch it up, you do have a little strip up here of very coarse grade diamond sharpening stone, if you will, up top. So wow, that is very, very cool. So there's the Polaris, followed by the Hidden Agenda, and then we have the Skinner, although I would imagine you could probably use the Polaris as a Skinner. Then the Meteora, and then last but not least, the Mr. Fancy Pants. Oh my goodness, the Aura. Let me know if you are thinking about getting any one of these. I will have links down there. Oh my goodness, we're gonna be talking about these on the live stream without a doubt. Leave a positive comment down there and tell me what your favorite one of the new KIZER releases is, and did you get one? You know what, I'm really digging this, and I don't even go out in the woods hardly ever. Not near as much as I would like, but go check out that video or go check that one out. And until I see you again in the lives or the chats or the hive streams, remember, live life in the present, keep a Band-Aid handy, and don't cut yourself.